anytime, anywhere. Access inspiration that never switches off. Stuck in traffic? Elevate your mood and own the moment. Just looking busy? Make every second count. Tap into Kingdom content instead. One tap, instant power, real transformation. Download the Elevate TV app now, exclusively on Google Play.
Elevate TV, advancing Kingdom lifestyle.
This is Morning Digest Wednesday edition, and I'm your host Moses Muiruri, and today is going to be an amazing day, so belt up and we are ready to roll. But before we do that, you know the drill. The link is already out on our socials, on on all the socials. Pick it up and share it on your timeline and share it on every place you have. We always say, every time you share a link, share it even in your WhatsApp group. Some of you are in nested groups, just put it down there. Somebody will come across it and they will find something that will help them. And so let's do that. For me, I have, I'm doing mine, and there you go. All right. I'm sure you have it. I have great guests today, and we are going to be talking about security. This is an amazing topic, but I tell you what, it's one of those things we are sometimes very incognizant of, and we really walk around, we do many things without wondering about our security. I think Kenya is a safe place. But today we have great guests, people who are professionals that have been in the industry and are doing an amazing job to secure you, to secure the nation, and to secure many enterprises in this country. And we are pleased to have and to host these ones at Elevate TV. We start with the lady, Hooria. This is Elevate. Let me use the word karibu.
Thank you very much.
Look at that screen and just introduce yourself, please.
My name is Dr. Hooria Chishti Amrit. I'm Managing Director of Sekura International Limited. We have been in Kenya for the past 2 decades, serving private security industry. At the moment, we have over 3,500 employees, 500 plus clients.
Wow.
And we are now regional. We have our offices in 7 countries, and we thank God for all our blessings. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Hooria, for coming here.
Thanks.
And we have Ken. I tell you, Ken, you know, I heard about you before I even called you. You're a popular guy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please look at that and introduce yourself. Then
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is Kenneth Anditi. Kenneth Anditi is a seasoned security professional, having a background in the military, and now I'm majorly in corporate security risk management, with the proper lenses in emerging trends in this current security world. Thank you very much.
Amazing. I think with that, I'll just throw the ball. Ken, just try to describe for me some, security. I'm just here, security. Describe
Brilliant.
for me.
I think a lot of dynamics have come into play currently. We used to think that security is all about the 4 walls, the security officers, the CCTV cameras, but the silent players who plays a very pivotal role when it comes to matter security. Apparently they are not seen, but they're the ones pulling the real triggers to ensure that you and I are safe in the current world. So the dynamics of security, the real players at times, they're not seen, but they're there. They're the ones ensuring that everything runs in place. When you see a security officer at the gate, know that there is somebody pulling triggers behind that particular security officer. So it's all about all of us. And there is an old cliche that says that security starts with you and me.
Yeah.
So we are all players.
Yeah.
It is a multi-faced thing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Hooria, if you called your brother, sister, mother, father, and they told you, I'm safe, what goes into your mind?
At the moment, I think how the dynamics are changing all over the country, all over the industry, all over the world. I don't think so anybody is safe right now, not even in space. So that's the reality of what we are facing right now. Just to give you a few examples of how the industry is changing, and I think we are definitely that generation, the millennials that came before Gen Z. So we saw as the computers were brought in and so forth, but now we are in a place where there is this boom where you don't know where the threat, there was a time you could identify the threat can come from A, B, C, D, things were finite. Now security threats are so fluid that nobody at any given time can actually claim, despite taking all measures and so forth, to say we can be safe. But I also want to emphasize a point that when we think security, a lot of times when we ask people question, what would you like to secure? Of course, your life, assets, so many other things would matter. But you'll see a lot of people are coming from the point of fear. Where now, as a security personnel or as anyone thinking, where they should focus on is control. Don't come from a point of fear. Come from a point of control. Because when you plan well, when you have that time to plan well yourself, the technology, the human aspect of it and so forth, you will reach a better place, a much safer place. So therefore, mitigation is better than reaction. So that thought process has to go in as to what do you need to secure. If that question is answered well, then how do you control and manage that situation? How do you mitigate? So if you take some of those steps, then yes, you will be considerably secure. But threats right now are so fluid that even as we are sitting here right now, as the program will continue, I'll give other examples. But that's my current opinion. Nobody is safe at any given time.
As you talked, I'm thinking. I've just called Hooria and I've told her I'm safe. I'm safe, Sure. And she's thinking like that. I'm surely not safe, Ken, when you talk about safety, and I want you to think about personal safety, just personal. I'm out here, the city. The city. She said, she gave a very big, outlook, which is very key. The city today and the way the city has grown. Talk about personal safety. Now come back to you, Hooria.
Brilliant. I think those are some of the shifting landscapes. The tectonic plates of security is actually changing. And one of the key factors is the urbanization, the influx. You find that people are actually coming into the cities. And that one stretching the available resources which are there. And this one will make other people now go out their way, trying to find a way of eking a living. So when walking around the streets, you are not safe because whatever you are carrying has some value attached on it. And somebody is seeing the conversion of what you have for some real cash that can actually make that particular person get some money for the day. So safety starts with you. When walking around, you need to see, you need to be cautious enough that I'm in this particular street. In Nairobi, there are some streets that are normally say that particular hours, some areas are not safe. Why are they not safe? You will find that the areas that are mostly frequented by people, the downtown areas, because there are easy targets there. You will walk holding your phone, somebody will pick it. So how will you know that you are safe? You might see when you are being robbed, and maybe the proximity between you and the police is just an inch. But that one, they'll not care. So it is something that I think we need to come up with a good formula to see to it that the citizens of this country are actually educated on what they need to know. What are the key indicators that will tell you that I'm a target?
Hooria, if you were to walk this city today, just walk, what would be going on into your mind and what would you be looking out for?
You know, for me, before even physical security, right? We were just discussing this before the program started. For right now, the threats we are facing are very different. You look at statistics, just this year, official statistics, 1.5 billion lost in cybercrime. You look at unofficial statistic, this number may go to 3 billion. Look at the stature of us as a country, like, you know, we have budget deficits and so forth. So imagine that amount of money. Try, put that figure into your mind and see being lost on the streets. It's not being lost on the streets, it's being stolen from our phones, from our bank accounts. You see, the thief has changed. So for me, today I may find it safer to walk the street, because the street is a finite crime. They may steal like whatever is on me personally, right? And there may be some sort of a bodily harm and so forth. But a cyber criminal that I cannot see is operating from somewhere can clean out my whole life savings. So for me, as like personal safety, there is like more emphasis on the unseen, the unknown, because that is harming and hurting us more. So measures to take would be like, you know, of course, even if the phone, for me, by the way, if I'll walk on a street, I'll walk free mind, because I'll always go with something I can part with. And I will put my phone on a self-destruction mode. So if worst comes to worst, life is more important than asset. I'll give those away, because that's a loss I can bear. But this other side of this unseen, unknown is what we need to prepare for.
You know, you've brought in the unseen. Let me go there. You know, and the effect, then the unseen, because we don't see it. The effect maybe of security on our economy. You just brought it, the statistics on cybercrime.
Yes.
The effect on investment.
Yes.
Because I won't invest where there's insecurity.
Yes.
The effect on even those who are doing, today we have a very big boom in real estate.
Yes.
But before I move into that neighborhood, I saw people are now doing security analysis before they move into those places. Now, you bring up the unseen aspect. Just bring it out in a way that how much we are losing by not dealing with the unseen.
Let me just give you one example. I think every time we think security, people immediately think CCTV, that if I have CCTV, I'm safe, right? Most of the CCTV systems we are using in the country at the moment, because of cost, we are a very cost-conscious people, we don't need to make an apologies for it. We have to get a good deal, right? But that good deal is coming at a price, because most of the systems are Chinese, they're all compromised. So the minute you have put a CCTV in your house, unknowingly, you have already opened your house to an unknown, unseen force. The hackers, you know, because, and then on top of that, we have a lot of time to try and save money. We are using Wi-Fis that are being shared across buildings, that's a huge exposure. Just those two things together, which are making actually somebody feel safe, have now exposed you completely to a world. Those criminals don't even need to be here. They can be anywhere in Nigeria, South Africa, Eastern Europe. And that's what's happening. There are people who have created these very smart algorithms on the CCTVs, that if certain like, you know, actions, or you are it's your home at the end of the day, you are comfortable. How many times you're going to tell yourself there is a CCTV? So you may come out of bath, for you it's a normal thing, but somebody is taking those images.
So
and then you are blackmailed.
Finding security, we are still vulnerable.
Very, very vulnerable with the technology. Technology is great, by the way, but you do need to, as I thought, start with the thought process of control, not fear. Because when you are coming from fear, then you are installing all these things and you're like, I'm safe, not knowing that you have now made yourself 100 times more vulnerable than where you started from. Even I'll give you another example. You also have the forces background. A lot of very sensitive projects when we are doing, nobody is allowed these smartphones.
Yes.
You go back to those Nokias. I still have one of them as you know, because communication, all these things are great. But as a country, where I see that we should put an effort into, we have great technical talent. You go to this iHub, you go to all these other, like, you know, there was this exhibition in Amsterdam just about 3 months ago on new application. You will be shocked how many applications originated from our country.
Amazing.
And yet we don't have that platform where we can polish our young people and start our cyber policing. More than this, you know, physical infrastructure and everything, we need to look at our cyber policing. Because believe it or not, even in the cyber world, the strategic position of Kenya is as important as it is in the physical world. So therefore, if we can focus on creating something like that, our kids are smart. I have worked with so many of these young people creating some of these apps. I do believe that using technology from everywhere, but our bespoke software, we will solve this problem so fast.
So originated software from here.
Originate software.
Now that we went the cyber way,
yes,
Ken, there was I think 2 months ago there was a document on identity theft.
yes,
And the threat it's posing currently, because especially for us, we are actually one of the most advanced African nations that is doing a lot of our works online. You know, your e-citizen is on. You basically you pay online. I'm sure right now you don't have cash, but your money is in your phone, isn't it?
Sure.
So identity theft. Just put your mind into it.
I think we have smarter guys, very, very smart. But I think it also boils down to the government to come up with a good measure on how these can be tapped, these talents. Because if they are not well tapped, then we'll end up losing these people. Brilliant minds that should be put into use. You find that you are doing everything online, payments and everything. Even right now, when you are doing some payments, you use the M-Pesa, any other platform which is available. But there's somebody there who is very smart, knows the coding and everything, how to hack that particular information. So I think the buck stops with how best we are actually harnessing these brilliant minds and we utilize them well to bolster the gaps in the security.
Okay.
Because there are still gray areas that needs to be polished.
Let me give you an example. I'm sure you saw this. You are interested parties.
Yes.
There was a case 2 weeks ago
Yes.
in the Kenyan courts. A young man in a campus hostel
Yes.
cleaned out a bank
Yes.
account. He literally picked money,
Yes.
then returned it,
yes.
and he was taken to court. Now, in your space, I want you to pick, anyone can pick this. If it were you, what would you do to the, and this was his argument in court. He said, I was just testing my application.
Yes.
I didn't steal. I just tested my application.
Yes.
True.
Money was removed from the account
Yes.
and returned, and it was much money.
Right.
I want anyone to pick it up. What would you do with such a guy?
I think such a guy, he should be tapped. That's our
I would
talent.
hire him immediately. I would hire him immediately,
But they have taken
then
him
I
to
would
court.
train him in ethics, because as I told, as we were talking, you know, as much as there is technology, as much as that human aspect of our operations right now, both the weakness is what will expose us and the strength is what will safeguard us, right? So, but for me, I want to emphasize on a point, exactly what you have said. You know, we have always operated with the mindset, it's not going to happen to me. So we read all these newspapers, we hear all these stories, but complacency takes us over. Immediately we forget the next day what happened. There are some key, like, you know, there has to be, as it's like a gospel we have to teach, that how to personally safeguard yourself. That starts with what passwords did you have? What sort of security questions did you have? And a lot of people complain to me, especially older people, that you are telling us put very complicated passwords and who's going to remember? You know, there are very easy, simple apps that you can install, like Keeper, like Gate ID, Secure ID, that can take all that record, but please take measures. It's like you're building a house. You will not build a house without a good foundation, or you will not build a house that doesn't have a very strong door.
Sure.
So how are you building bank accounts and your banking information and all that exposed?
Okay.
And simple things like SIM swapping, these are like, you know, second nature. This kid was smart, so he used an app. But there are other very what do you say, not even with a lot of acumen criminals that we have seen have just operated because somebody was complacent.
Yeah.
So complacency is not a choice as we are going the digital way.
Now that you brought that up, attitude towards security, the mindset, I think, does it need to start there? Attitude. We need to shift our attitude about security. Because it's, many people don't see they need, when you say you need security, people think I need a guard.
Yes.
Right.
Or I need a CCTV. I mean, the attitude. And in outside here, they would say civic education.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
What do you do, or what are you doing to shift the attitude of people towards security?
Thank you. I think there should be a greater paradigm shift in how we perceive or how we view security. It's a broader thing altogether. When I see security in terms of a security officer at the gate, that one is just one component. We'll offer some roles, yes, the guard is there, a deterrent. But this guard is also being monitored by somebody who is smart enough to see the strength there. At that gate, I can only see 2 people. So for me to access this building, I need to do 1, 2, 3. I can see around there is CCTV. Is this CCTV being manned? Because having CCTV is one. Having a guard is also another thing. But are they there to help you when need arises? You will hear around, they saying that we are still trying to retrieve the CCTV footages. Why must this be retrieved?
Sad.
If it was something placed there to offer real-time security. Because if it is there to record, then I'm not solving or I'm not helping the situation.
So the question I want to ask you now, I mean, now you've gone there. Most of the CCTV, is it psychological or is it really functional?
Some are functioning. There are some key areas that you can take chances. The financial institutions, some critical areas that you can't even take a chance. But are they being manned? And what type of investment have you actually invested in those CCTV cameras? With the technology, the AI and everything, we have the very best. There is an old niche which says that if you want to know how expensive security is, then wait until something happens. That's when you will know that indeed it is expensive. So we need to change our mindset, how we visualize, how we see security. This is something that should be, the rippling effect should actually trickle down to everybody, that we be security conscious. We don't just leave it to the security officer. We also leave it to everybody else who is staying here.
I would like to support his point that don't see security as an expense. It's an investment. And that buy-in from everybody has to come in. Because as we are saying, when things go wrong, that's when security is noticed and appreciated. And in our industry, our first key goal is mitigation. When you are at the point of reaction, the loss has already happened. Now you are just doing firefighting.
Let me put that on you again.
Yes.
Think about the way you're saying the mitigation and the investment.
Yes.
Security and thinking about it in terms of professionalizing.
Yes.
So that you see how important it is, because you see it has been very casual.
Yes.
And
For
the
sure.
mitigation aspect. It's a professional, I mean, in terms of if I'm going to do my business,
Yes.
I have to have security, has to have a real budget.
Yes, you are very right. Most of the organization, it's an afterthought, right? So for me to how I sort of try and convince my clients, I always beg security with safety. Because it's like, people understand it more when you put the threats as your personalized threat. So then it's a better sell. But still, there are aspects, we are just not talking corporate security. We have to look at individual and a nationwide security also. No? So when that aspect comes, we have to have this mindset. Much education has to go. I had a very big uphill challenge just about 2-3 weeks ago, where at my son's school, I am trying to convince parents that let our children do safety drills. This could be fire, this could be terrorist attack, and one of the parents was like, I don't want my child traumatized. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. We don't want our children growing fast, but this is the world we live in. So my approach or my humble request is, you would rather have a child who can react to an emergency than to have somebody who's not prepared. And this alpha generation, this 6 or 8 years old, they are so switched on that you cannot hide how the world works from them. So rather prepare them for the challenge.
I agree with you, 100%, 100%. Are we having people that are prepared? Because you remember, I think we are a reactionary people.
Yes.
There was a time after the terrorist attack in
Correct.
Kikambala and all that.
Yes.
There was a lot of drills.
Yes.
Every organization was doing drills. This one
True.
drill. In fact, I remember one time walking into a building,
Yes.
and I mean, it was shock. Everybody was running out, you know. Then we were told, no, it was a
This
drill
is a
to
drill.
prepare you.
True.
Then all of a sudden, they had died down.
True. Complacency takes over, but you know the whole point of drill is this, that you know when you are in a point of stress, your body produces a lot of adrenaline.
Yes.
Your thinking capability finishes, then the training kicks in. And training for us, if there is one aspect, if you right now ask, and perhaps I think Anditi would also certify this, if there is one hidden aspect of good security, it is training and protocols.
Wow.
If you have very good SOPs, you have very good protocols, because God forbids, you know, if right now we are in a situation in town that we come under attack, you think we'll have time to look at these CCTVs and everything? All that would matter is saving life.
Yeah, sure.
And considering that, now your training comes in, your SOP comes in. So therefore, those two aspects of any security system would make or break it at any level, individual, country, corporate, all levels.
Hooria, somebody is agreeing with you online. They are saying you may be more vulnerable by installing CCTV than staying out.
I have seen the effects. You can't even, you know, understand how vulnerable you may be.
I'm telling you, Edwin is really happy to see you, Ken.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks.
Yeah. Before we go for a break,
Yeah.
I'll just bring this to your attention. I'm sure you're aware of it. We just had a major assassination in the US.
Yes.
And I just want your thoughts on it. I'm sure your condolences, yes, but your thoughts. You know, when you look, I'm sure you've gone through the videos. You've looked at what, and I'm sure I was looking at a lot of security personnel, and they were saying what they were seeing as the vulnerabilities.
Yes.
Yes.
True. First, I do believe that, you know, nobody should have been attacked just because they have believed in something. But you know, the world where it is going right now, I mean, we used to read in books and talk about this of once upon a time there was a world that was divided. I believe we are back in that position. So this thing beyond security, because you know, you look at if even simple student leadership or people presenting their views anywhere are to be targeted like this, there is no end to this unless we all go into bunkers and we have presidential sort of security. We are all exposed at all times, right? And but it's a very sad event. For me, it couldn't have been prevented, because that whole person's persona, the way he was a people's person, it would have completely killed his cause if he was to distance himself from the people. So, but the core problem that the world is a divided space now is something we have to sort of think about and work on.
What's your thoughts?
Human behavior and insider threats.
Okay.
I think everything is brought about by the culture, how we are perceiving everything. Because for somebody to do such a heinous thing, then this person, you can't just say that the individual has been compromised. There are a lot of things that come into play, the geopolitics, a lot of things come into play.
Amazing.
And we make everybody to do anything.
Well, you know, people have picked it up as an analysis. In fact, right now I saw security personnel, they were looking at the personal, so I mean VIP security, which I'm going to come to you, Ken, and as we talk about that. So we're going for a break, and as we go for a break, please make sure that you send in your comments. We are reading them. We'll be reading them. Some of them they'll be answering. If you have a question, Hooria and Ken are here. Let's talk to them. See you after the break.
What does it mean to be a man today? It's more than what meets the eye.
A man is defined by his vision. How committed, how clear that vision is to him. We don't need supervision. What we need is a supervision.
It's about the stories, the struggles, and the success.
There is greatness that God has deposited in every man. You are a reservoir of untapped potential.
Welcome to Man Unveiled, the show where we explore the heart of modern manhood.
Why don't we accept the liberation that has been brought to us by the Word of God?
We dive into topics that matter most: relationships, mental health, career challenges, and the journey of self-discovery. Join us and let's unveil the truth together. Man Unveiled, because real men have real stories. Elevate your brand with Elevate TV, a premier media station in the country. We specialize in video production, live coverage, advertising, and social media marketing. We do quality production for YouTube videos, podcasts, and live events. Transform your vision into reality with creativity and precision. Call us today and elevate your story on 0705 872 237.
Welcome back. We are talking security. And today you must take care of your security, and I'm telling you, Hooria is burning in the house. Well, let me give you a few comments here. Fidelis Mngt says comprehensive interview. Wow, Hooria. Right? Kipkoril Victor says safety begins with you. And we have Job here who says security is not an expense but rather an investment. Please take care of it. You know, talk about the investment. I mean, when people think about investment, they think, it's a very expensive thing. But I think Ken has put it very clear. If you want to know how expensive it is, you wait.
True.
You wait. You're going to see what's going to happen. And I want to change this into something. Both of you are into corporate security. We have a big... and we thank God that the hospitality industry has begun picking up very, very well.
Yes.
Are we investing in the necessary security? I think you're in the space.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think we are investing in the necessary security?
I think we are, because depending on the level of guests that you are expecting when coming up with an hotel,
Okay.
for that matter, then I think one key thing that you can't compromise is the security. I remember when doing one security risk assessment, I made some recommendations that on paper they appeared very expensive, but in real sense, they were the magnet of pulling the guests back into that particular facility.
And let me pull you back a bit.
Yes.
The investment in what you call hotel industry, and especially what you call international guests.
Yes.
After the effect at 𝗓𝒐𝒃 and the one at the coastal. You remember when one of our guests was picked up? After that, what is the investment like?
First of all, when a guest is inside a facility, then that guest has full trust that he or she is going to do everything in this particular hotel. If it is leisure, if it is the holiday thing that had brought that particular guest there, then that particular guest is also rest assured that safety measures are in place. But now to a scenario whereby we exposed a guest due to lack of proper investment in terms of the measures that we need to put place in security. So we need to invest. And some of the key things you will find that at the entrance, there is what is called the access control. You will get the barriers, you will get the bollards. These are just one thing, maybe to delay somebody But in real sense, when somebody wants to pass, definitely this person will. So the bollard is one thing. That is one layer. There should be another layer, and even the inner core layer that eventually protects the entire process altogether to make access control be a complete thing. Once we get everything right at the entrance, then be rest assured we'll get it right, even inside the cottages, inside the rooms, inside the conference areas, inside the dining areas, and even any other area that this particular guest is going to visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hooria, I was in a hotel, a very high-end hotel.
Right.
And like he's saying, the security was serious.
Right.
The first barrier, the second barrier, right from the gate.
Right.
You know, the search, and they were very thorough. Then you get into the parking, the search, and you get to the door, there was another barrier and another search, and when you get into the lobby, and I felt someone just talk back to them. And this gentleman was very cool and calm and collected. He
Yeah,
said,
he's just
Madam,
trying to do his
we are
job.
trying to secure you.
Truly.
What is the attitude of people when, you know, I'm sure you've encountered them.
Yeah, of course.
And you deal with them.
Look, at the end of the day, this search operation and everything, especially for a hotel guest, you are going for either a meal with your family or you're staying in a hotel, and every time you entry, exit, it is at the end of the day, wherever the protocols are extensive, it is annoying. There is no better word for it, to be fair, right?
Yes.
Because so many people say, why are you looking at me? But you know, that comes down now to the crux of security. For the incidents we have seen and everything, everybody is a suspect.
Yeah.
And most of the time, as Anditi had also said, a lot of time the threat is inside a threat. But taking you back to where we stand, hospital security, and I'll speak very honestly about it. Look, as private security, we are not armed. However, the threats we are facing are all armed, well trained, and same is for the terrorist threats also, right? So at some level, almost all hotels right now, I can speak safely about it. I haven't seen a single hotel that has not properly invested in some sort of a security infrastructure. But I do believe, just like, you know, all good countries with tourism, and our country is standing on tourism, we do need to have some sort of a public-private partnership where government also makes a very strong message out there that where we will lack. This question is asked for me in many meetings, and sincerely, I don't have an answer. So your guard is searching, the officer has searched, he finds a bomb. Now what happens?
Yeah.
You know, we as private security, sincerely, the only SOP we will have is to call
The police, yeah.
the police, and then they will, and that should be the protocol, because you know, the training, the equipment, everything else, the way they are prepared, we are not. It's as simple as that, right? So yes, we can deter, but at the same time, our country can truly be safe if there is that public-private government makes a very strong message coming in with the hospitality sector that now we are safe and we are secure. So privately, hospitality sector is doing a lot. You find everywhere, isn't it? CCTV, access control, X-ray machines, everything is there. Even sniffer dogs, sniffer bombs. We have everything. But now, step number 2
And
is
I
where?
have to give it up for you. I mean, they are investing heavily. If you were to have one sitting
Yes.
with the CS security, and maybe even His Excellency, the President,
Yes.
if you were to have one sitting, what is this one thing you would want him to know?
About security?
What, you know, okay, let's put it this way. What input, if they did this input or he did this input, what, you know, the ripple effect? Because she has just brought up a very interesting, very interesting aspect. You know, you say public-private partnership.
Yes.
We have public-private partnership on roads. We have public-private partnerships on agriculture.
True.
But do we have very serious government, you know, private-public partnerships
In
on
hospitality.
security and hospitality? You know, thinking about security,
Yes.
one thing you would tell him.
I think I'll be very clear and say this straight as it should be, that we should not deviate from spending in security. Education, education and trainings. Key study here is when in the army, maybe an holiday is approaching, Madaraka, they name them. Then you've been selected to appear in the parade. You will do a training for close to 2 months, rehearsing for the day. And mark you, whatever you are doing, you did it back in the training college. Why are you still training? Because they want what is called perfection. Even if you don't achieve the word perfection, but you've moved near to it. And now, in the private security and also the government one, you find that we are not investing so much in educating these people.
Wow.
A case in hand, there was a time I was at the 𝗪𝗪𝗏𝗏. Let me not use that one, but I was somewhere. So I asked the security officer, I'm driving in, then I asked him, you've done the search? You're sure? Yes, karibu, in Swahili. But behind there I had a 6 kg gas cylinder, refilled, and I was heading to the basement parking.
Wow.
Already that's a threat.
Yeah.
Because this one by itself, it is an explosive. So when we are doing the searches, what are we looking for?
True.
Wow.
The security officer is looking, maybe thinking that I'll put a bomb. Is he or she having a knowledge how bomb looks like? I can package it in another component because I know that you will be looking for this thing. I can camouflage it inside a cake. And then I say, this one is my birthday cake. Well wrapped. Then I gain access. So the searches can't just be done with a sheer look and maybe searching through.
Yeah. So for you, training is key.
Training and investing in technology and allowing these people to gain the very best. At times we maximize on the profit making at the expense of securing what we have.
Can I add
you
something?
said,
because
okay,
I
listen.
want to ask Honorable CS for a direct ask now that there is a platform.
There's a platform.
I do believe that, you know, like there was a time we had the Recce squad.
Yes.
And the Recce squad was so available. They used to vet security companies, so you were vetted before, so it's not that they were engaging with people they didn't know.
Yes.
But they used to come on key sites and do trainings, joint trainings, that in case if there is an incident, they'll come together. I'm telling you, that was the game changer. And because there was a drill like that in Dusit, therefore in Dusit you saw the response private, everybody was so coordinated, the terrorists got confused. So for me, you know, this is not a very huge, like with NDMU also, NDMU allows participation of the private sector also, and together jointly there are these drills that we do with them. So if there could be that opportunity, and it is specifically towards, like, you know, we are making the country security better. I know there will be many measures that have to be taken, but I do believe if somebody can spearhead a project like that, where people can also see that if there is a disaster or there is a mass evacuation exercise, this is how public and private will participate together. I'm telling you, even to raise funds for it locally from the hospitality sector, from other sectors, will be no issue whatsoever. Security is a subject that is pain for all. And
I'm just thinking about the two of you. You're sitting there and you're watching the budget. And then you hear this big budget on security.
numbers,
And then you begin to see the bloggers rising. To you, what goes on your mind?
I think the budget should just be allowed to be there, because when somebody is actually saying that this budget is so high.
right.
And the same guy, the same blogger is saying we are insecure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the budget is
The
there,
budget
but then it can't pass until these people accept it passes.
I'm telling you.
So
I'm a penny pincher. I'm I think Kenyan Indian to the core. So I watch that money. So like I feel that if there can be more scrutiny, of course we'll need the budget.
Yes.
But of course if it is now pegged with, and you know these days the softwares we have and everything, like look at the Singapore government and so forth. And I'm not giving vision which is like, you know, unachievable, unattainable. These are simple applications that you go to the Singapore website, the main government website, almost all department, they continuously, the budget is live. Whatever they are spending, where they are spending, it's there for scrutiny.
It's accountability.
So, yes. So for me, you know, if we can have, and you know, right now, as I said, our position is so strategic. Kenya as a country, it's so strategic for the regional security, for the world security. So even if we will position ourselves well, like I go and attend all these exhibitions in the world for safety and security. There's one in Saudi Arabia, there's in Dubai, there's GTEx in London, there's another one in New York. We never have a stand as Kenya. Okay, we are not manufacturing anything or whatever, but we still have raw talent. I just feel that just, you know, to place ourselves there in a very nice way, proposing that, you know, this is what it is, you can create your hubs here, all other countries, there are so many organizations that already have their hub here, yet they don't declare it to us. So, but if we come out as a country and say, we can provide a very safe platform, you can sit here in our country and the whole region is yours and so forth, I believe we will raise so much funds and we will be given so much technology, just bespoke and in that friendly exchange, that we may not even need that. So I don't know why our government is not looking at those.
Out there.
We are not positioning ourselves at all at the global stage in security, and we should. Look at, you know, I'm very proud the way, because I really follow KDF. It's my passion. I'll show you even a picture when my girls my age at 5 years were playing with dolls. I was pretending to be a general in the army. That was my, you know, vision.
I wanted to ask you that one. How about you when you are small?
I am born with this in my I think in my other life, definitely I was a. So, but KDF is very well placed. Kenya Defence Forces is wonderfully trained. It's a very well organized, well orchestrated institute. Recently, retired Brigadier Boynet, he released a book and I loved it. I would bring you a copy also. You read that book, you understand how good our intelligence services were, and the way we initially started, where we were. Now I really believe that we just need to project ourselves well. We will be given the trainings and the technology from so many other countries. It won't happen overnight, but we at least need to be standing in that line to be recognized.
Amazing. I agree with you. KDF has done an amazing job. In fact, the other day they launched their own media communications. And I'm telling you, they are churning out very, I mean, they're very open and transparent. I think they are this is a professional army we have here. And I'm worried about that global positioning.
We should have, you know, as I'm saying, so many countries, small little specks, Poland, this and that, they are represented there, and we don't have any place. So South Africa goes very well because, of course, South Africa has the infrastructure and the backup. But truly, I believe, I'm from this market. And again, don't even make it about government, like open that forum, public-private partnership, we all go together and we set up a setup that can really, you know, put us on the world stage.
I'm sure you're part of the private security organization in Kenya.
Yes.
What is their major role? I mean, you know, when I listen to something like that, we are not positioned globally.
Yes.
What is their major role? Because this should be concerning. We are selling our coffee, isn't it?
Yes.
We are selling our Maasais and, you know, I mean, culture and tourism. Why are we not selling as a hub for security? And basically, if you check any organization or nation worth its salt, they have a base in this country.
For sure.
The buck still stops with the training bit. The budget allocation might be there. But are we getting the right people? And these right people, are they being given the right education that they need? A practical example, you've talked of the KDF. The training is thorough. You are being trained to cover everything else. Now, something here we've not mentioned, maybe before I deviate from your question. I guess checked in an hotel. At the gate will pick the number plate, or it will be automatically being picked by the CCTV cameras. I'll key in the details of the guests. But are we complying on the data protection? Is there a policy which governs this?
Yes, there's a very major policy on data protection. In fact, that one is big in Kenya.
Yeah, there's a huge exposure
So
even
are
right
some
now.
keying in the guest at the gate using maybe the app, the technology that it's there to get the fast information? Or I've checked in at the reception and I've asked, is there room? Yes, I'm told there is room, very ready. So how much is this amount? So whoever is there will just ask me my ID number. I'll fake any number. I'll give you. I'll pay using cash. Then you will give me the room. So already you've missed it at the reception because you do not have the real details of me. So you don't know the kind of guest that you're having in the room.
But let me ask you, Ken, because that's important. I think that was changed. I remember looking at it, it was changed. Any guest who checks into a hotel must produce an ID or a passport, and a copy must be left.
Left, yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So if somebody doesn't do that, that one should be arrested.
Which levels of hotels?
The protocols.
Yeah, maybe
That's
the
a
level,
question.
the
Yeah.
level of hotels,
Yeah.
because now we have these inns, you just walk in and out.
True.
Yeah.
Achha, but to bring you back towards what you mentioned before this of private security playing their part or not, or the bodies that are there, to be fair, I do believe that somehow our attitude, considering the business we are in, we opt to operate in silos.
Okay.
And not really come out with our voices. However, for the last 5 years at least, I have seen, and I think Anditi will also bear me witness to this, some very good groups have now come in. So private security industry does have a voice.
Okay.
And I would not like to mention one specific organization, but there's definitely there's even a woman in security excellence, very good platform. Those girls are very focused. Then there are 3 or 4 other organizations. Everybody is like, because I am part of almost every organization that is there. I believe that I do not want to limit myself, but there is a voice, but we are still not that organized at that level because, again, as we are saying now, that lack of commitment, because we are business people. I personally myself would sit where I'm making a coin than to sit where I'm not. So that is now the catch-22. But as I am growing towards my legacy years, I'm opening my mind to the fact that money is made, but what is the legacy? So hopefully you will see private security playing its part in the next few years.
I'm just saying we can't have one session. We must have several follow-ups.
Sure.
Because my time is running out. So we're going to hit boom, boom, boom.
Sure.
I want you to just put your mind in a very short way. We have less than 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to think about, there's somebody here commenting and said, talking about security in congregations. So, we are seeing a lot of congregations, we have the mandamanos.
Yes.
We have the football. Chan has just come out of the stadium the other day.
Yes.
The other day at Uhuru Park, we had millions of people.
Yes.
I want you to just put a quick thought, both of you.
Yes.
Shortly, we have less than 10 minutes.
Look, proud.
Ken is literally analyzing the situation.
Ken is a proper risk management expert.
I'm telling you, Ken, is the way he has looked at me.
His military training is coming out now.
Yes.
So I do believe, first and foremost, in a lot of times, there is, not everything can be controlled.
Okay.
That's also a point you have to come from.
Okay.
And especially when people are emotionally charged with something that they believe in, then at times it's there has to be like a lot of goodwill communication. Like for me, a situation like that, more than force and everything, there has to be a lot of communication, a lot of cohesion, and that hopefully goodwill has to be there, especially if the cause is just.
All right.
Right? So then you start from that point. Of course, you have to put the hard measures also, but at the end of the day, like I'm still that motherly figure. So I would like to, I'll just give you one more example very quickly, because there is another situation we handled in another country. I cannot really disclose where, but college students were really, there was a test that was delayed, and there was like thousands of these students that really came out on the street, protested. The government was literally sitting down. They do not have any, I was just small part of a very large team that handled that situation. In that situation, all they did was we had very good negotiators. They divided the groups, like the group was divided into 2 to 3,000 reporting to one particular place. Communication went through. Of course, there has to be some back and forth for like almost, it went on for 10 days, but eventually it was successful.
Amazing. So, Ken.
Thank you. I think security.
We won't answer everything, but
Yes.
I want you to put your mind into it.
From where I sit, I'm seeing the future of security. I think it belongs to those who have the right foresight. So we should actually demystify the notion that security is just standing there and being seen, or even carrying a weapon. You might carry a weapon, yes, but somebody with a better version of what you have can neutralize you and compromise that situation.
I'm telling you.
A case scenario, you can look at the banks. I've never seen a bank with a metallic door. It's pure mahogany door, well fixed, and then inside there are other segments.
Yeah.
That's a question to ponder. Why are we having heavy doors at the entrance of such facilities? They've checked for security.
Okay.
And they've seen that this is something that needs to be done. So moving forward, let us educate our people, let us educate the security personnel, let us come up with well-formulated policies. Because at times I know what to do, but the policy is protecting me, allowing me not to do one thing.
Okay.
So policy, then we educate them on what they need to do. Then this training, it should be, in quarterly, it be done.
All right.
Yes.
I think I'll be cutting you like that, you know, because crowd security, like she says, is not easy to handle. You know, I want you to put in something on VIP protection. We are seeing a very high increase in that element market.
Yes.
Ken.
Whatever you normally see around is a bit of cosmetic. We see us walking around a VIP.
I told you, this man
That one is cosmetic. Because when I'm seeing you already displaying the team that you have, already if I want to attack you, I'll also formulate the same.
So it's more psychological.
It's more psychological, and the VIP protection should be done even a week before the VIP arrives. Then I put my nets all over the seen and the one which are not seen. And the one which should have the greater impact is the unseen protection of this VIP.
Hooria.
I just believe that if truly a VIP has to be protected, two key things will be there: proactive vigilance and situational awareness.
Okay.
So if you have a really good team, as Anditi has also put in, they may not be in your face, but they would have the data, the routes, what is going to happen, and they would want to create unpredictability, because for VIP protection that is key. But you are very right, that was a sector where we used to occasionally get work, but for the last 2 years it is something,
major.
yeah, so we are very happy with it. Even if it is cosmetic, we are doing the makeup with it. So it's in our interest.
I tell you are the real business person here. Hooria, look at that camera.
Yes.
We've not much time, but promise me you're coming back. We cannot do justice, eh? Right? Look at this camera, and I want you to do your pitch for. Is this Sekura?
Sekura International, yes,
All
please.
right.
Thank you very much for this forum. I will definitely be back. Thanks a lot.
All right. I want you to talk about your 5-second pitch.
My 5-second pitch,
Do
100% female-owned security company. So we know our job. Come to us. We'll serve you well.
Ken,
Yes, sir.
do the same. Let's see if you can beat the ladies.
Thank you. Purely corporate security with real focus in hospitality management. We have a number of hotels, high-end hotels in Kenya, and I think I'll be back here again to shed more light of how we take good care of our guests and also how we ensure that safety is not just a routine, but it is in our DNA and also in the DNA of every security personnel.
Great.
Wonderful. Security begins with you. You cannot abscond that duty. As much as you invest in it, you must take responsibility and have the right attitude and the right mindset concerning security. Remember, the security, your security is actually part of the people's security. And so we are, we are tasked with this responsibility to ensure that our spaces are secure, our people are secure, what we are investing in is secure. And remember, like she said, Hooria said, that it is an investment that you must put in part of your enterprise. That's all we could have today. Remember this, you are watching Elevate Television, and this conversation will continue. This panel will increase. We'll look for them and we'll call them back. We cannot read all your views. They're there on YouTube and Facebook and also on Instagram. We thank you so much for being part of this conversation. We'll see you next time. God bless you, but keep it elevate.